Hi all, I am Bhavya Menon from Department of Electronics, MES College, Marampally. Now we are going to the module 4, Directional Couplers in Microwave Electronics. As we all know, what is a directional coupler? What's a directional coupler? It's a device which samples a small amount of microwave power for measurement purposes, and the power measurements includes the incident power, reflected power, and VSWR values. It's mainly a 4-port waveguide junction consisting of a primary main waveguide and a secondary auxiliary waveguide. Primary waveguide is having 2 ports, port 1 and port 2, and auxiliary waveguide port 3 and port 4. What are the properties of a directional coupler? The properties are as follows. All the terminations are matched to the ports. When the power travels from port 1 to port 2, some portion of it gets coupled to port 4 but not to port 3. And this is also bidirectional coupler. That is, when the power travels from port 2 to port 1, some portion of it gets coupled to port 3 but not to port 4. If the power is incident through port 3, a portion of it is coupled to port 2 but not to port 1. If the power is incident through port 4, a portion of it is coupled to port 1 but not to port 2. Port 1 and 3 are decoupled and port 2 and 4 are also decoupled. And we have the 4 powers such as Pi at port 1 indicates the incident power, PR at port 2 indicates the received power, PB at port 3 indicates the back power, and PF at port 4 indicates the forward power. And we have certain parameters which defines the performance of a directional coupler, and they are: the first one is known as the coupling factor. It is defined as the ratio of incident power to the forward power measured in decibel. So we can define it as C is equal to 10 log Pi by Pf to the base 10. The unit is decibel. Directivity, it is defined as the ratio of forward power to back power. It is measured in decibel. That is, D is equal to 10 log Pf by Pb to the base 10. And last one we have isolation. It is again one of the directive properties of a directional coupler. It is the ratio of incident power to the back power measured in decibel. 10 log Pi by Pb to the base 10. And there are different types of directional couplers such as single-hole directional coupler. It's also known as Dept, two-hole directional coupler, and multi-hole directional coupler. And here in the syllabus we are studying two-hole directional coupler. As the name indicates, we have two waveguides. One is main waveguide and auxiliary waveguide, which are having 4 ports: port 1, port 2, port 3, and port 4. And the holes are separated at a distance of lambda g by 4, where lambda g indicates the guide wavelength. This is the picture of a two-hole directional coupler. This is designed in such a way that we are measuring a sample of the power, and from that we are calculating the total power in the this directional coupler. And it's such a device which is used to measure the power measurements, and this having mainly 4 port: port 1, port 2, port 3, and port 4. And that's all about directional coupler. Thank you.